Are Christians delivered from God's wrath during the tribulation? A common proof text cited by proponents of the pre-tribulation rapture view is found in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 9, where Paul writes, "For God did not appoint us to wrath, but to receive salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ." They argue that this verse proves God will deliver the church from the wrath of his plagues described in Revelation chapter 15 and chapter 16. At first glance, this seems like a reasonable argument, especially considering that the context in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1 to right up to verse 11 does speak about the end times and the return of Christ. However, it is crucial to understand that this passage does not explicitly refer to a pre-tribulation rapture. For example, the 7 bowls of God's wrath appear to be poured out during the second half of the tribulation period after the man of sin is revealed and sits in the temple, claiming to be God. If anything, this would support a mid-tribulation or a pre-wrath rapture more than a pre-tribulation one. Another key issue with using this verse as proof text is its actual focus, obtaining salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ. Even proponents of the pre-tribulation view acknowledges that there will be saints during the tribulation, as described in Revelation chapter 7 verse 9 to verse 10. These individuals too will have obtained salvation through Jesus Christ, whether before or during the tribulation. If salvation through Christ exempts one from wrath, then that exemption would logically apply to all believers, not only those raptured beforehand. Therefore, a more consistent and reasonable interpretation is that the wrath Paul refers to in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 9 is not the temporary plagues poured out on the earth, but the final judgment in which those who reject Christ are cast into hell. Additionally, we should not overlook God's ability to preserve his people during the times of wrath, as seen in the Old Testament. While Israel was still in Egypt as slaves, God poured out 10 plagues upon the land, but he preserved his people in the midst of them. Like and subscribe for more 2-minute biblical rebuttals.